Hello everyone and welcome to our next maths lesson. We are continuing to look at multiplication today, and we're looking at multiplying 4-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers. So once again, words of the day, times tables, as I imagine they will be for quite a while because times tables are so important when you're using multiplication and division. So you could be practicing your times tables. I would recommend doing that. You could do that once a day. You could do 1 times tables a day. If you even just spend 1 or 2 minutes a day, your times tables will improve massively. So to warm our brains up today, similar to what we've done previously, my answer is 86. How many different questions can you think of where 86 is the answer? So try and challenge yourself a little bit. So you can use addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. If you can think of another type of maths question where the answer is 86, then fantastic. So just pause the video for a few minutes. How many questions can you come up with where the answer is 86? Okay, so I'm going to go through some of the questions I came up with where the answer is 86. So I went for 43 times 2. I knew that 86 was in the 2 times tables because the digit in the ones column is even, therefore it has to be in the 2 times tables. I multiplied it by 2 and I got 172, so I knew that 172 divided by 2 was 86. I used what we've been working on with multiplying and dividing by 10, 100 and 1,000 to come up with this one. So all I did, I had 86 in my ones and my tens, and let's put these columns down here again, put my decimal point, put my tenths. I know that if I times by 10, everything moves to the left once. If I'm dividing my answer by 10 to work out my question, everything moves to the right once. So my tens column moves to the right once. So if it was in the tens, it's now going to be in the ones. I need to put my decimal point in. And then my 6, they're in the ones, so they're going to hop over 1 to the right. It becomes 8.6. So I know that 8.6 times 10 is 86. Then I have used my work that we've been doing recently. I've taken it a little bit further because this time, rather than dividing by 10,000, we're dividing by rather than dividing by 1,000, we're dividing by 10,000, which is a little bit further than we've been doing, but you've probably noticed a pattern. If we're dividing by 10, it goes 1 to the right, 100, 2 to the right, 1,000, 3 to the right, 10,000 must be 4 to the right. So if we have our 100,000s here, our 10,000s here, we know if we're dividing by 10,000, we're going to be 4 place value columns to the right. So my 6 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into the ones. My 8 go over this, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into the tens, and it's going to become 86. That's another question you could have. And then lastly, I've done a subtraction question. So I thought of a random number, I took away 86 from it, and the answer I put into this question. So that take away 86 is that. So I used that to come up with my answers here. Okay, so we're going to play a memory game again. So we talked about last time, if you do memory games, then you improve your working memory, and if you're improving your working memory, your ability to remember different maths methods and numbers and figures and facts will improve. So the more we improve that, the better your maths will become, the more you will be able to remember. So that's why we're playing these games. So I'm just going to set up my timer so that I give you 1 minute to look at these pictures. Don't cheat by pausing the video, because it will prevent you from improving your working memory. So I'm going to put the picture up and I'm going to time it for 1 minute. Ready, go. So in your head, try and remember as many as you can of those 20 1 images. So you've got 20 seconds left. Ten seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you have 1 minute to write down as many of those items as you can. I'll give you a few clues. Can you think if there were any living things in those pictures? Any plants or animals? Were there any methods of payment? And was there any pictures of food? So 20 seconds left to write down as many of those things as you can. Remember. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and stop writing down those things. I'm gonna put the picture up and you can check how many you got correct. Okay, so just pause the video, see how many of those you got correct. Okay, we're going to move on. These are our 4 warm-up questions. You might notice a bit of a pattern here. So pause the video, get those 4 questions done, come back and I'll go through the answers with you. Okay, so let's look at these questions. So the first one and the second one, we're going to look at these together, and you might have figured out why. So here I've got 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, which is the same as saying 4 lots of 20, which is the same as this question here. So if we do 20, add 20, add 20, add 20, if we're doing that in our head, we know that the ones column is going to be a 0, because we're not adding anything to that ones column. And then in our tens column, we've got 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 8. So the answer is 80. Here, slightly different method. You've got 4 times 20. So what you could do is what we've done before to make it easier for yourself in your head. You 4 times 2 and then times it by 10. So 4 times 2, we know that is 8, or 2 times 4 is 8, and then you times it by 10, and you get the answer 80. So different questions, same answer. This one, the third one, you might notice very, very, very similar to question 2. Let's see if you can figure out how it's different. It is 10 times larger. Our answer is going to be 10 times larger. So what we can do is we can start with this question and do 4 times 200, or do 4 times 2 times 10 times 10, or 4 times 2 times 100, or we can take our answer here, which is what I'm going to do, and times that by 10. So we've got that in our tens column, that's in our ones. If I times it by 10, I know everything moves 1 to the left. So my 8 is going to my hundreds, and then I know that I've got nothing in my tens and my ones, so the answer is going to be 800. I'm going to go down here and you'll notice that this is quite similar. Again, it's not exactly the same, it's a similar sort of method. So here we've got 4 times 4, 100. I'm going to make that a bit easier. So 4 times 4, and then I'm going to times it by 100. If you want to, you can do 4 times 4 times 10 times 10 if you find that easier. Some of you might just want to do 4 times 400 in your head. I'm going to do 4 times 4. I know my 4s, so that's 16 times 100. I know if I times it by 100, my numbers are going to move how many to the left? 2 to the left. So I've got 2 to the left. So let's draw these out. So my tens column is going to go over to my thousands, that's 2 to the left. My ones is going to go over to my hundreds. And then I need to show I have 2 zeros in there. So let's just have a quick look at those answers. Oh, they're all floaty. That's not very helpful, but those are the correct answers. That one goes there, that one there, that one there. And that was in the right place. So well done if you got those. Okay, we're going to move on to our task for today, which is multiplying 4-digit numbers by a 1-digit number. So we just say that question out loud. So 3,223 multiplied by 3. So let's have a look at how we would represent that in our place value columns, and then how we would do it in our short multiplication. So here you will see we've got 3 thousands, 2 hundreds, 2 tens, and 3 ones, which is one lot of our starting number. We want that 3 times. So one method of doing it is setting it out like this, adding them together, seeing what the answer is. The other method is using the short multiplication method. So here in the ones column, 3 times 3 is 9. Same as over here, 3 times 3 is 9, same thing. Here we've got 3 lots of 2 tens, 3 lots of 2 tens, which you can either count or work out is 6 tens or 60. Next we move over to the hundreds column because we've done the ones, done the tens. Let's go over to the hundreds. 3 lots of 200s, so we've got them here. So we can count them, or we can do it in our head. 3 lots of 200s is 6, because 3 times 2 is 6. Take that, we've done that. Next one, 3 lots of 3,000. Here we've got them, so you can add those together. So 3 add 3 add 3, or you can do 3 times 3,000s, which we know is 9,000, because 3 times 3 is 9. So the answer to 3,223 times 3 is 9,669. So we're just showing you once again those 2 different ways that you can think about these questions. Okay, so this one is still based on the idea of 4 numbers multiplied by 1-digit number. So a 4-digit number by a 1-digit number. However, it's just laid out in a word problem, so you need to make sure that you read it really carefully. So let's read it together and then pick out the key information. There are 2,114 seats in a theatre. The theatre is fully booked for 3 shows. How many people attend overall? So we know that we have 2,114 seats. It's fully booked for 3 shows. So what calculation do you think you need to do there? So we need to do 2,114 multiplied or times by 3. So we're going to look at that in those 2 different ways. So we've got our place value columns, which we're going to use our place value counters for, and then we have our short multiplication methods. We're just going to look at these alongside each other once again. So we've got 4 ones, 1 10, 100, and 2 thousands. We need that 3 times. So once again, you can use this method, timesing them like this and then adding them together. We can use this method, but we're going to look at both at the same time. So the first one is 3 lots of 4. So the ones column, 3 lots of 4, 3 lots of 4. You will notice that there's more than 9 in there, and we can't have that. We need a maximum of 9, and then we need to start exchanging. So exchange if we have more than 9. If we have 10, we'll exchange it for 1 10. So here we can see that we have 10 ones there that can be exchanged for 1 10. We can see that the answer is 12. So we've exchanged the 10 here and here. The 2 goes straight into the 1 because we've got nothing else to do with the ones column, so I'm just going to give that a tick to show that I've finished that. The next question is 3 times 1 10. 3 times 1 10. And we have to take into account the 1 10 that we have exchanged as well. So 3 times 1 10 is 3 tens plus 1 10 is 4 tens, which is the same as 40. So 4 tens in the tens column. Then we have our 3 times 100, so 3 lots of 100. So we're going to count them, 1, 2, 300, or we do 3 times 100. We know that is 300. The last one we need to do, sorry I forgot to tick these off. I'm just going to tick those off so I know that I've done them, is 3 times 2,000. We've got 3 lots of 2,000, which if I count those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got 6,000. Or I know that 3 times 2 or 2 times 3 is 6. So it's going to be 6,000. So the answer is 6,342 people attend. Okay, so our question here is 2,420 times 4. And the turtle is saying that the answer is 968. So have a little think about that and think what they might have done wrong. Okay, so what they've done is they haven't used their place value columns correctly. They've just ignored this 0. They've said, oh, I know it's worth nothing, so I'm going to just not bother writing it. So what they've done in actual fact is 242 times 4. So they think that that's the question, and that's the answer. In fact, this is the question. 968 is the answer. So 4 times 2 is 8. I'm just going to do this method, and you can do that one. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So they forgot this bit. So make sure you read your questions carefully. Let's work out what that actually is. So we've represented it with our place value counters on the left. Remember, we don't need to put anything in the ones because there is nothing in the ones, but we do need to include it in our short multiplication. You can't just get rid of it because it's a 0. So we're going to do our ones first. 4 lots of 0. Any lots of 0 is always going to be 0. There's nothing in there. Then we've got 4 lots of 2 10s. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or 4 times 2 10s is 8. Now we have, I can see, I haven't counted them yet, but I can see that's more than 10. I've got 4 lots of 4, which if I count them up, I get to 16. So we are going to have to exchange 10 of our hundreds for 1,000, because remember the maximum digit you can have in a place value column is 9. So I'm going to exchange 10 of my hundreds for 1,000. So that 1,000 goes across, and my 600 is still in there. And I'm going to count up our thousands all together. We can do 4 lots of 2,000 plus 1,000. 4 lots of 2,000 is 8,000, because 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9,000. Okay, so once again, this is an opportunity for you, if you want to have a break from the video, to crack on with the worksheet and do numbers 1 to 4. However, if you would like to continue watching the video, then just continue and complete all of the worksheet at the end. That might be easier, but you might like a little break from the video and then to come back after you've finished question 4. Okay, so here we have 3,504 times 5. You'll notice that we've got another column in here, another place value column. This is our 10,000s. See if we can figure out why we might have that column there. We can start going through this question. So we're going to split this in 3,000 times 5. Right, let's just represent that with place value columns first. So we've got our 3,505 in there. Once again, we've got 0 10s, so we don't need to put anything in there. And then we're going to represent it with our short multiplication. We are going to do our ones column first. We always start furthest to the right. So our ones column is 5 lots of 4 ones. 5 lots of 4 ones. You can see already that's more than 10. So if we work out how many are there, we have 20 ones, because 5 lots of 4 is 20. we need to exchange our 10 ones for 2 10s. So our 2 10s go into the 10s column, and we show that we've got no 1s left by putting it into the 1s column. So we've got 2 10s now. Done my 1s column. The 10s column is going to be pretty quick because I've got 5 lots of 0 10s. Then all I need to do is move my 2 10s into my column, because I've got 5 lots of 0, which is 0, and then bring the 2 up. So we've got 2 10s. Then we need to look at the hundreds. We've got 5 lots of 500, so 5 times 5. We're going to have 25 hundreds in there. That's more than 9, so you're definitely going to have to do some exchanging to thousands. So we've got 10 hundreds here. What we're going to exchange those for? And then we've got another 10 hundreds, so we're going to exchange them for 2,000. So each one of these is going to become 1,000. So we've got 2 extra thousands there. We've got 500 left, so our 2,000s that we've exchanged. There we go. And we don't put them in yet because we haven't done anything with these thousands. So now we're going to do 5 lots of 3,000. So 5 times 3, or 3 times 5, you know that that's 15. So I've got 15 lots of 1,000 in there. You know that's more than 9, so you know you're going to have to exchange. So we've got 10 thousands there. They are going to have to exchange for 1 10,000. So 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. And then we can exchange it, and then we need to bring it straight up because there's nothing left to do in the 10,000s column. So that's why we had the 10,000s column, because we predicted that we were going to need to exchange into that column. So the answer is 17,520. If I know 112 times 5 is 560, how can I work out 113 times 5? So have a think about that. If you know the answer to that, how can you work that out quickly? Okay, so we've got 112 times 5. We know that's 560. We want to know 113 times 5. That's just one extra 5, isn't it? So you've got 112 5s, and then you've got 113 5s. So all you need to do is add 5. You don't need to go back to the beginning. Here, if you've worked out 112 times 5 using your short multiplication, you don't need to use short multiplication again, because you can see that's just one more lot of 5. So it's 112 times 5, add 5. So whenever you're doing these questions, think, is there an easier way for me to do this? Okay, so then we've got, if I know 113 times 5, how can I work out 113 times 6? So 113 this way, I'm timesing it by 5, but now I want to times it by 6 instead. So I'm going to have to add one lot of 113, because we've got 5 lots of 113 in this area with this answer. But I want 6 lots of 113, so I need to add one more lot of 113. So 113 times 6 is the same as 113 times 5 plus 113. And if you add that up, you get 678. So let's do that very quickly. 5, 6, 5 plus 1, 1, 3. Don't forget your add symbol. 5 ones plus 3 ones is 8 ones. 60 adds 10 is 70. 500 add 100 is 600. So there's just a couple of different ways to think about things to make it easier for yourself. So your activities have once again been uploaded on Teams and Tapestry, and I look forward to seeing how you do with those. So once again, thank you very much for paying attention, and thank you very much for all of your hard work at home. It is very much appreciated, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.